Good Monday morning, everybody. We are back from the weekend. I was trying to get the job we're on today. I was trying to get it done on either Saturday or Sunday, but I had some family come into town, got wrapped up with them. I was the DD driver for some people in my family for a wedding this weekend, and then they all wanted to get together and go to brunch on Sunday. So I just kind of got wrapped up with that stuff and wasn't able to come get to this job. But we're over here on Monday, back at it this week, and I've never done this job before. This is a whole new lot for me. We're kind of doing a little bit of mowing, bush hogging. So let's just take a look at what we got, and then we'll get into it. So here's what we got. So the owner, I've been doing some work for the owner of this property for a while now, and I guess he had somebody come in here and bush hog this section. And the way this is set up, there's some property lines in here, but he's got everything that you've seen bush hog right through here, back to basically to that brush line, and then that little rectangle that kind of goes back in there, that's his too. But none of that over there and none of that over there is his. Those are sectioned off here. This is in the city over here, and it's like when you get in the city, there's all these little lots that are broken up into these places and stuff. It's kind of weird sometimes, but that's what he got. So I guess the guy in here didn't want to take his bush hog into that. I guess he thought that was too thick or something. I don't know, or their mower, I don't know what they were using, but he wanted me to come over here and knock the rest of this down, and we'll clean up around a little bit of the trees too with the mulcher. But I got the mulcher because I'm taking it down to another job, actually two other jobs that are just down the road down here that we're going to be starting this week as well. And so I was just like, I'll just bring the mulcher and we'll just kill 3 birds with 1 stone instead of 2. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start down here on this corner, and we're just going to work our way back, work all this down, and then work into that little hole in there, mow all that down, and then I'll come back through here and we'll just I'll get around the trees what I can, some of these live oaks right here and right there, and yeah, we'll make this look good. So let's get crack-a-lacking. I should have known, so I shouldn't be surprised. Knock some of this stuff down next to this property line. So yeah. Big old chunk of concrete sitting there waiting for me. Too, right over there where I started, right next to that tree over there, I got out to set up the GoPro and looked down, and right behind where the guy, whoever was here cutting before, right behind where he stopped cutting was a manhole cover, and that is one of the worst things you could hit with a mulcher. So luckily I saw that. You find manhole covers in just the most random of places. They've been there for like 50 years. Nobody knows. Now you'd expect to see them like on the street or the sidewalk, near the sidewalk, up next to the street or something like that where stormwater is. Sometimes you'll bush hog some of these lots and there'll just be a manhole cover right out there in the middle of them. Like, where did that come from? Here's done got a little funky, but oh well. This ain't the 19th at Augusta. This ain't no 19th hole at Augusta. Oh wait, there's not a 19th hole at Augusta. Alright, then this is the 18th. The mulcher's going through these weeds pretty good. No problems with that. Knock some of this tall stuff on the back end back. Somewhere else that'll do the job, and this will certainly do the job. The only thing for me is I can't charge the owner for a mulching job. It pretty much has to be a brush cutting job, but that's being generous. So, ain't nothing but a thing. All right, guys, that's the job. We got it done. It was not without its complications. There was metal and brick and concrete and all kinds of stuff in here, everywhere. I guess people have been dumping in here, or maybe this was an old trash lot. I remember about 4 years ago, I don't know if it was the same owner that I'm working for or somebody else, they came in here and cleaned this lot up, took a few trees down, opened it up. But you can see it's like they took a dozer, a skid steer back there, and they just pushed a bunch of dirt back up in there. There's a big dirt pile at the end of there. I don't know, it's kind of a mess in here. I really wish I could have done this with the brush cutter instead of the mulcher, but it is what it is. And I wasn't going to make a round trip just to bring the brush cutter out here to do this and go back and get the mulcher and then come back out just to go. The other two jobs I got to go to are both very close to each other. They're 5 miles down the road, and I didn't want to make a 25-mile round trip or 30-mile round trip back to my office just to bring the brush cutter when I already had the mulcher. Plus, unhooking those lines on that thing is, because they're all bound up together to protect them, it's kind of a pain. You almost need 2 people to get that mulcher to hook up. So, but it's worth it because the lines are well protected. But yeah, we got that cleaned up. I went around some of the trees as best I could with the mulcher. Doesn't have to be anything fancy or nothing like that, but whoever bush hogged it left a really wide patch around them, and I was like, I can get a little closer than that. So yep, that's that. Just a whole lot. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. It's right down here in the city. I mean, they could do something with this, but yeah, the way this is kind of portioned off here, it's kind of weird. But there's like 4 lots here. I think that oak tree over there is one of the property corners. So it goes down like that, and then goes in and goes out like that, and comes around, and then there's another property line somewhere right in here. I think like right there that splits that off. It's kind of weird. And then the city owns that section right there in the very front. That's like their little strip right up there where my truck is parked. It's kind of weird. You see some weird stuff as far as the property lines in the cities sometimes. So do what you do. But yeah, we got this looking pretty good. Got it cleaned up. So I'm gonna load this bad boy up. We're gonna head off. Got to go about 5 miles down the road to the next job, get it dropped off, get it ready for tomorrow. And yeah, pretty happy with that. So let's get loaded up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next job. Bye everybody.